I'm Lynn, and welcome to another day at Ewetopia Farms. Gimpy, are you hungry? Oh my goodness, you're so hungry. Off they go. Might be a good time to show you around the barn, because we haven't done it for a while. And these guys are all RRs. This is one of the rape victims from the other barn. It's morning chores, so right off the bat, we just had our first lamb of the day born, and we had one born last night, and lots of lambs screaming because it's time for bottles. And I'll take you through all these guys today. I'm hoping we'll have a chance to do that.
What size is this guy?
Nice one.
Female.
Female from Hilton. Isn't she pretty? Nice and fat. Yeah,
Right out of the oven.
I have to admit, I like it when the lambs are born fat. A lamb born skinny always worries me. But this one looks great. And she's got milk.
Lots of milk.
Some of them are just top-ups, so they don't drink a whole bottle. So whatever's left, I give to the top-ups. They're doing a good job, though. So don't And in the jugs, I'm having to top up a few of the little lambs that maybe need a little bit extra for now. And one of them is one of the quads. And one of the quads has crooked legs. And he couldn't walk at first. It's the male. And right now he's greatly improved. As he walks around, he's getting stronger and stronger. But I've been calling him Gimpy. And Gimpy takes a bottle. Gimpy, are you hungry? Oh my goodness, you're so hungry. Let's go in there and see you. Oh my goodness. Hi, Gimpy. Hi. Let's feed you. Okay, heading over to the coveralls to do chores. It's not often I get out here nowadays because usually by the time I've done tagging and stuff like that, Arnie's done the chores in the coveralls. But we're doing well today. Everybody's happily eating. Today is the first day it's gotten close to -10, so it feels warm. And we've got the door open. And you can see the lambs are doing great. There's one of Looney's little lambs. Off they go. Hi, buddy. You can get a dirtier face, can't you? You can see the snow alongside the curtains hasn't melted at all. But all we care about is that everyone's doing well and everyone looks great. So I'm just gonna head in and top up their salt minerals. Hi, you're doing great, aren't you? You can see the outdoors today because we have the door open. Normally we've been keeping the door closed the past week. It's just been brutal. But I think you guys are ready now for some nice fresh air and sunshine. Okay, everyone's had their bottles and it's siesta time right now, so it might be a good time to show you around the barn because we haven't done it for a while. You saw all the bottle babies in there. A few of them are full-on bottle babies. There's a couple that are top-ups, and there's a couple that I wasn't convinced that they're sucking well off mom or mom has enough milk. So they're in there kind of as a watch, and they have the option to come up and take a bottle if they want. And as for the quads, they're over here. They're doing extremely well. They're growing actually like weeds. 3 of them are still on mom, and little Gimpy, he's on a bottle. But I do have another one of the females, the smaller one, who will take a bottle if she's really hungry, so that when they mature and they're drinking more and more, I will have another lamb that can take a bottle and she can just nurse the 2. But right now, she's nursing the 3. And as you can see, they're very healthy. That's the one that will take a bottle too. And there's little Gimpy. Little Gimpy's really cute, but yeah, he's Gimpy, and of course it's a male. But they're doing well. This ewe here has triplets as well. They won't take a bottle. They haven't reached that stage. They are drinking enough off mom. But I keep checking because eventually most moms can't feed 3, especially Suffolks who have lambs that are gaining a pound a day. It's very hard on them. So we always like to have at least one in the group that will take a bottle if it needs it, which is a break for mom, and the lambs will do well. But these little quads are not suffering in the least. They have a double pen because they were so small when they were born. Well, they seem small for our sheep, but actually they're actually quite a nice size, all of them. That's Gimpy over there. He was just fed. You're feeling pretty good, I can see that. So they don't have a number on the back, they just have quad, QD. And these guys are all RRs. Oh, here's Gimpy getting up, poor little guy. And we could tape his legs up, but then he would have much harder time moving around. And his legs are improving quite a bit. So I'd rather he had the mobility and strengthened his legs. So that's what's happening with him. And who else do we have of note in here? Ah, yes, this ewe. In the camera, she won't look that little, but there she is compared to, say, that one. This is one of the rape victims from the other barn, from the mass ram-lamb break-in to the ewe lamb pen. She had a lamb. It was born head first, and it was enormous. She couldn't get it out. We don't know how long it had been hanging there, but it was dead by the time we found it. We got it off her. She was extremely swollen up behind. We gave her anti-inflammatories and stuff and brought her to this barn. And then we had 2 lambs, one that was being rejected because it was a triplet. We tried to adopt it, but it was one of the adoptions that didn't work, so the mom was starting to hit it. And actually both of them. The other one's a triplet too. We put them both in here. No pressure on her. If she wanted them, she could have them. We tied her up the first day to let them nurse so she would understand what nursing was all about. And now she's got twin lambs back there, and she loves them both. And she's nursing them. We don't have to tie her up. We're going to hold her in this pen a little while longer to make sure that she's fully bonded, but it looks to me like she really loves them. So what looked like a real disaster on the day she delivered her own lamb turned out to be a happy story after all. Who else do we have? Oh yes, we've got Cupcake here. Cupcake had twin lambs, twin ewe lambs. So she's got one laying with her right now, and one's way under there. No story on hers. She had no problem with them. She's nursing them, and she'll be getting let out of the jug shortly. Let me see who else has a story here. This is an older ewe who has twin lambs. One's a small lamb and one's a medium-sized lamb. We were topping the little one up because Mom took a while to come to her milk. But it seems like she's come to her milk now because I offer the little lamb some milk, but it's no longer taking it. That means to me that Mom's come to her milk, and these 2 will probably be let out of the pen tomorrow. Same goes for I think it was this ewe. We had a watch on her too. We weren't sure if her lambs were getting enough milk from her, and she was one of the triplet moms. But now I'm not feeding them a bottle. They seem okay. This one, same story. This is the other triplet. I was topping up the smaller one. This morning I offered it a bottle and it wouldn't take it. So I'm thinking she's come to her milk too. Sometimes triplet moms and older moms take a while for the milk to start flowing, especially when they're stressed out, tired, whatever. So they just need some time. But while they're coming to their milk, you gotta look after those lambs. Make sure that they're staying strong, because the more the lambs suck on mom, the more they will come to their milk if they're going to. And usually they do. You have to be a little more patient. It can take a few days, but usually they come to it. And so far, I was thinking that I was going to have a bunch of bottle babies in here, but so far, knock on wood, they're all doing okay. She just had a lamb. It's okay. These two are getting a bottle. And I'm hoping on the milk coming to her as well, because she hasn't been in the jug as long. She is an old ewe. She's a red tag. She's got milk, but probably not enough for two. But fingers crossed. These two are going to get let out. They're fine. I'm not doing anything. Cammie's being a bit of an issue because Cammie's got big nipples and doesn't like anyone fiddling with her nipples, and her spotty lamb is having a hard time latching on. So I'm assisting the spotty lamb right now. But I foresee that this will be fine in a few days. And this ewe is a funny one. I don't know if other people have it. These were the really feisty Dorset lambs. Well, they're Dorset Texel cross. And they were in the video the other day and like unbelievably frisky. Mom had milk, but right now Mom's not feeling well. Mom is constipated. So we're working really hard at getting her flowing. She's pushing really hard to get her bowel movement going. And what happens if she pushes too hard? There's always a risk of prolapsing. So we're trying to get her a lot of fluids. We've given her anti-inflammatories, because sometimes when you have two big lambs, what can happen is the rectum can get kind of crushed. Happens with humans too, believe it or not. And it normally will come back, but in the meantime, she's struggling with that. So it sounds kind of gross, but what we do is we stick our finger in her anus and we kind of scoop the poop out and help her push it along. We've been doing this. This is the second day, and today she was doing much better, and I actually saw her chewing her cud today. But the thing is to keep her flowing. She is uncomfortable and crampy because, when you're constipated, that's how you feel. And like I said with the milk situation, if mom's not feeling well, her milk will start to decrease. So today I've got these lambs on bottles. Again, hopeful that she'll feel better tomorrow. And as these are aggressive lambs, that she'll come back to it. But in the meantime, we don't want to risk the lambs going downhill, because if they go downhill and they're not drinking, it's kind of a vicious circle. Then they won't nurse. They'll get weak. Weak lambs don't encourage moms to produce more milk, and everyone falls apart. So the main thing is to keep lambs fed, hungry, and keep an eye on her and try to get her flushed out. And I think those are all the stories right now on the lambs. Hi, pussycats. We have in this pen a mixture of Dorsets and Suffolks. We need a few more Dorsets to finish off the first coverall with lambs. So tomorrow we're going to gather up all the Dorsets from this pen, and we're going to send them over to the coverall tomorrow, and then we'll start filling this pen only with Suffolks. And at that point, the next group to go to the coveralls will be going to a new coverall because the first coverall will be full. Hi. Hi, Bippy. Hi, little gray kitten. Hi. But everybody in here is doing well. Chinny's over there. Chinny, of course, goes in the Dorset group, and she's got an adopted lamb. It worked really well. And this mom was hitting her lambs, trying to reject them both. We had to tie her up, kept tying her up every time we came in here to do chores so that the lambs would nurse, and then we let her free again, because our theory is if they're tied just for the milking, then the rest of the time she can kind of learn to interact and do stuff with the lambs. Whereas if they're stuck in a stanchion the whole time and they can't kind of interact with the lambs, lay with them, or snuggle up with them, then there's less likelihood of the acceptance actually happening. And right now you can see these guys are chunky. You look really chunky. She's letting them nurse now. It all worked out. But you have to be observant for these things and really persevere. It's usually only a few days, and it usually can resolve itself. These are the sheep left from Hilton's group. You know, Hilton had the big group. We have half on this side of the barn, and you can see there's not too many there. And half on this side. This side's got a few more, but not a lot. They're lambing really fast this year, which is nice because I think we're going to be done much earlier than last year, even though we did have the rams in a long time. And people say, why do you leave them in so long? But that's why, because technically they should all be bred anyway, so who cares if the ram's in there? And if there were a few open, chances are he's going to catch it. And we might have a few late ones, but at least we got something. But I'm guessing, knock on wood again, that we're not going to have a lot of open sheep this year. And as you know, we haven't had a lot of bottle babies either. And the other day, yesterday I think it was, we brought all the ewes that got molested by the ram lambs and brought them over to the main barn here. We marked all the ones that had udders, and there were 7 in total. And the funny thing is, you would assume that since Dorsets and Ritos breed out of season, that the majority of the ones that got caught by the ram lambs would have been Dorsets. And as luck would have it, none of the Dorsets got bred. Not one. But we have 6 Suffolks bred and 1 really bad one. She's bred. That's Big Betty. I didn't want to tell you guys. I kind of felt really bad that she got bred because Big Betty would be B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, K, L, M. Oh, I guess she's 10. We've had 10-year-olds lamb before, but I didn't want her to lamb that old. But she's bred. She's in great shape. Hoping that she has just a single. But it is what it is. So they're all in here. They're comfortable. They're in good shape. Aren't really worried about them. We don't usually breed sheep that age, but I can tell you the majority of people do. These lambs would all be, well, right now, they would all be a year old, a little bit older. So, hi girls. Accidents happen. Hi, Big Betty. You're just lovely. Why were you a floozy? I think they call that a cougar when you do things like that, when you're with the young lads. Yeah, hi. Were you a bit of a cougar? Oh my goodness, you look like a cougar too. You're such a pretty girl, hey? You're a pretty girl. She's got a good udder. She's always had twins her entire career. But I guess she wanted to come out of retirement. And the reason we weren't really keen on advertising about Big Betty is that we feel guilty, like we feel that shouldn't have happened, and we wanted her retired, and we definitely didn't want this to happen. And when mistakes happen, you feel very responsible. So I'm very worried about her having lambs. We've had lots of ewes have lambs at 10 years old. Our sheep are really healthy. I don't foresee a problem, but still, I wouldn't want to have kids at my age, and I'm sure she doesn't, but maybe she does. So, wish her good luck. And usually it's Arnie walking down the alleyway saying he's going to call it a night. But today it's me, because right now he had to rush off to Canadian Tire because we went to pick up groceries today. And on the way back, we got a flat tire, and the tire came off the rim. So he had to run back to town and get that fixed. So it's Lynn in the barn, and Lynn saying, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and be sure to join us again tomorrow for the next episode at Ewetopia Farms. Bye for now.